And I will give you an idea what are the challenges in storage of oil seed, how we can store them, and I will appreciate if few people respond because you are attending this training for last I guess 4 days. Okay, so I just simply asked a question that are we self sufficient in oil seed as a nation? Anyone can respond. Okay, then leave it. So basically, why we need to store oil seed? All we know, all are because we need we need to sow seed for the next season, and we cannot handle the production when the harvest is there. So we cannot use oil seed as such. We need to extract oil, and after extraction of oil, uh, the meal has a lot of beneficial uh, material in that. Uh, Protein is there, so that can be utilized for many other purposes, including animal feed. And so basically, to ensure the availability of availability of oil all of the year, we are storing, and that this is pretty uh, true for each and every commodity. So basically, there is a challenge that quality of oil deteriorates very fast because of the oil content. There is a challenge, and it is more you know delicate as if you compare with respect to cereal. And also there is a limited insect control options, and if we don't pay attention to storage, we will lose the quality. So oil quality is very important. If the quality is inferior, we cannot consume that oil. If the color is not good, if there is a smell due to rancidity, so that is total waste. So that's why uh, the storage is required, and it is also true for oil seed that uh, factors may the factors are common basically for cereal, pulses, oil seed, and most important is the moisture content. You all are aware about it. Moisture content is very important. So I will not ask you because you are not responding. Otherwise, what is the there might be one question that what is the safe moisture content? What is the range for cereals? If I say so, it is. I will answer it. It is just 12% or less than that. So basically, there is a limit, safe limit for every commodity, and lot of R&D work has been done in past to you know arrive at the conclusion that what are the safe limit. So same is true with the oil seed, and so the moisture content is important. Of course, oil seed contain oil, so oil content is also important, and where we are storing our commodity, the temperature and relative humidity. So if we control or optimize all these factors, we cannot control oil content because that is inherent. Rest other thing we can control. Moisture content we can control, storage temperature we can control, and relative humidity we can control. If we cannot control, it depends upon weather condition. But if there is a fluctuation in relative humidity, we can plan, we can make a strategy how to reduce it or how to uh, minimize its adverse effect on the stored commodity. During storage, oilseed have increased risk of pest. And because of that, free fatty acid, heating, cake formation, discoloration, or sometimes it can be fire also because of the availability of oil content. So this is the challenge basically. In some facilities, if we compare it with the cereal grains, there is a less occurrence of fire. But here we have to take care of fire also. And the development of rancidity uh, is a main cause of deterioration during storage. So rancid oil we don't prefer. And if I talk about quality parameter, so deterioration of oil seed is initiated by respiration of or carbon dioxide evaluation and heat generation by oxidation reaction. So every seed is a living entity. So even wheat, even cereal, even pulses, even oil seed, they respire and they consume CO2, they consume O2 and release CO2. Sometimes intact sound or good seed can release less than 10 cubic centimeter of CO2 per gram. And if there is a high moisture content, so the seed can release, same type of seed can release 50 uh, cubic centimeter of CO2 per gram of seed. So this is the seriousness of moisture content, and this is the effect of moisture content, and it decide the quality in long-term storage. Microbial growth and enzyme activity accelerate the oil splitting and acid generation in high moisture seed. Of course, microbial activity cover this mold and bacterial microbes. So microbes activity starts and enhanced because of the elevated moisture content. The quality of oil seed is generally measured by testing the free fatty acid, oil color, so oil content, residues of unregistered chemical, insects, evidence of insect damage, mold or mycotoxin. So this has been like covered who has taken the quality aspect. So basically, all these factors gets compromised if we don't provide stable storage conditions and high moisture content above 14 to 15% has adverse effect on oil and meal quality. So basically, oil seed gives two things. One is oil, and the residual is meal, and meal has lot of uses. Temperature and moisture combination. So this is also very important. Increase in temperature elevates rate in enzymatic metabolic reaction. So if moisture content is more and temperature is more, so there will be rapid deterioration. High temperature also accelerates the rate of peroxidation of lipids and free fatty acid. So under extreme conditions, heating lead to spontaneous combustion of the commodities. So that is the basic dynamics which I have already explained. So flame and combustion is also an important aspect. So we have to keep the inside temperature low, or we have to arrange uh, arrange something so that the temperature should not enhance in our storage facility at a predetermined level, which is safe level. We will talk about later. High relative humidity also add to the moisture content of the seed, and it also accelerate the enzymic activity, respiration rate, and these all combining increase the free fatty acid. So basically, optimum storage temperature, if we talk about, it is 13 degrees centigrade, and we can double the storage time for every 10-degree reduction below 25 degree and 1% reduction in moisture content below 9 degree. So say for example, if you are storing your oil seed at 8% moisture content and 15 degree or 13 degree. So you will get same quality, but you can double the time of the storage. So this is the magic. If you utilize this combination uh, optimally, your storage time without compromising the quality will be doubled. So when grain is cool, mold growth and insect development are reduced. And cooling below 18 degree, there is hardly you will find any insect breeding conditions or mold growth, or there will be multiplication of microbes. So if your conditions are like that, if you are able to maintain such type of conditions in your area, then you can store oil seed for a longer period of time, and that too by maintaining the quality. Unlike cereal grain, because cereal grain contains very less oil, but oil seed contains 70% to 50% of oil content. So this is the range, and this is also uh, a very challenging proposition as far as storage is concerned. The oil fraction of the seed absorb minimal moisture. Thus, a small increase in moisture content can quickly produce self-eating and seed damage. So, if uh, temperature is more than 25 degree, free fatty acid may form well stored longer than a year and cause rancidity. And we don't like rancid oil. Peroxide days level increase, color is become darkened, and there are you know research evidence that insect activity also increases. So we talked about the storage temperature, what is the safe limit. Now we will discuss about the safe moisture content. Oil seed has to be stored at low moisture content, 7 to 8%. This is the ideal one. If there is a higher moisture content, say for example, oil seed have 45% oil content, and if we compare it with the cereal, and the oil seed are at 8% moisture content, if the equivalence value for cereal will be 14.5% moisture content. So here two things are there. One is oil content in oil seed, right? And their moisture content percentage. So we need to be more precise, and we cannot apply the same yardstick which are safe for cereal. Say I said that 12% is the safe limit for cereals, but for oil seed it is not like that. It is less than 8%. So oil seed at the equivalent 8% moisture content require aeration cooling. Oil seed stored at high moisture content or oil content is also at risk of spontaneous combustion. So basically, while we plan, when we decide to store oil seed, we have to consider two things. One is its moisture content as well as the oil content. And then we can appropriately decide, either we have to take a decision to reduce the moisture content, or we have to add some aeration facility so that temperature can be maintained in the safe limit. So this is the uh, maximum moisture content for storage of oil seed. For different oil seed, it is different. It is different because the oil seed contain different percent of oil content in in it. So that is why it is different. And range is starting from 7 to 13 degree. And of course, sometime uh, the limit of storage is less, and we want to process it because you have gone through the processing also. And if there are standards also that at a particular range of moisture content, the recovery of extraction of oil will be more. So sometimes the storage moisture content is less, but if we want to extract oil processing, we have to add some moisture or we have to go for some preconditioning treatments. So hygiene is also an important factor if we want to store seed, because of the hygiene we can reduce the insect and bio load in our storage facility. So these are different type of storage structures. So you all have seen such type of structures while traveling in rail, or maybe some are there in your vicinity. So concrete beams are there, but in India we are not using any of these because we are not self-sufficient in oilseed. So we don't store for longer duration. These facilities are designed, and by using these facilities, we can store oilseed for 2 3 years. Of course, those facilities are there in India. Many uh, many facilities are there, and government of India is promoting it. But those facilities are used for feed storage, and concrete beams are used where the outside temperature is in the range of 35 to 45 degrees. And ideal storage for oil seed is a well-designed cone-based sea-level silo fitted with aeration. So aeration is a must. What are the conditions for ideal oil seed storage structure? So there should be a it should be airtight, sea-level, cooling facility should be there, uh, and loading unloading should be easy, and it should be provision of mechanization should be there, access to the top of the grain stack to monitor temperature, moisture, and insect activity. The provision should be there, and quality sealing to meet the minimum 3 minute of live pressure test for gas tight fumigation with phosphine. So when we need to, go for phosphine fumigation, proper sealability should be there, and every structure should be can clean it easily, or there should not be crevasses or any dents inside the structure where that insect or pest can hide. So I will stop here and I will show you a video. You, I'm clicking it. You cannot see, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Now I think now you can see the video.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh,
So did you hear the audio? Why no one told me that we are unable to listen anything?
No,
Anyhow,
sir. No, sir.
so why that's why people are not listening basically. Anyhow, captions were there, I think. Some person is saying I'm unable to unmute. So basic idea is that okay. Are you able to see my presentation?
Yes, sir. We can see your presentation, sir.
So basically, in that video also, uh, if you have seen it, uh, he was saying that there is a challenge. You cannot use fumigant because fumigant can penetrate more easily in oil seed and pulses. So they have special method and dust type of fumigants they are using, right, to fumigate the facility. So these are basically for ideal storage, oilseed storage. These are the points which should be taken care of. So for aeration, I covered the aeration, and this is the benefit of aeration basically. So it maintains the oil quality because it controls the temperature. So once it controls the temperature and it regulates the air, so it controls free fatty acid density, color, and odor. And more importantly, it reduces the risk of hotspot. Hotspot we will discuss. Anyone who is aware about hotspots? Anyone would like to respond? Moisture migration, mold development. So moisture migration takes place, formation of hotspots is not there, and because of these reasons, mold development is not there. And because of this circulation of air, there is no breeding as grain temperature maintains below 20 degree, and grain maintains quality, it maintains germination, seed vigor, and we can keep the grain for longer duration of time, keeping it cool and dry. And what are the factors affecting the aeration? So because many engineers are there, so it is a challenging sort of thing. You know that some grains are bold seeded, some have more porosity, some grain are very small. They provide a good air resistance. So it depends what type of grain we want to use. Accordingly, we have to decide the size of motor, rate of airflow, okay, amount of foreign material present, what is the depth of grain in storage or storage facility. So these are basically factors which one should take into account while deciding to store or to utilize a particular facility to, to store in a particular type of bin. So two type of there are two methods for air circulation. What is one is pressure system, another is suction system. In suction system, we suck the air from top, and we exit the air is exited from the bottom. And in pressure system, we press the air from the bottom, and after passing through the grain, it goes to the environment from the top. But there are merit and demerit. Mainly for pressure system, we can get maximum airflow pressure. Maximum airflow pressure is required, and condensation on top of the grain is visible, and usually dries up by the end of the aeration because we are passing air from bottom to top. So this air contains moisture, goes to top, the moisture condenses there, but because continuously we are doing and protocols are there, so this moisture goes off. And here condensation occurs at bottom, so you cannot see the condensation unless your bin is uh, unloaded. Type of fan, I told you, two type of fans are there, centrifugal and axial. So centrifugal fans are expensive but more consistent for air delivery, and it can operate at 20 or more inches of static pressure. While as axial fans are less expensive, but same time lesser consistent, and can be used at a static pressure till 5 inches. So see the capability. So based upon those factors, we have to decide what type of facility or what type of crop we want to use. Aeration cooling. So the fans are operating at low airflow rates around 2 to 4 liter per second per ton. Okay, and well managed cooling aeration decrease temperature at around 20 degrees C and even below within days. So if we find that ambient temperature is more, sometime some participants are from Hisar, from Anand. Okay, in summer we observe that sometimes temperature rises up to 45 degree, even 48 degree. So during those days, we need a fan which can circulate air very quickly, and that through air with the cooling facility, which cool down the air because ambient air is already at the at a temperature of 40 or 45 degree. So you can imagine the bin temperature. The inside temperature might be 55 or 60 degrees centigrade. So likewise, we have to decide and design our fan or a particular facility at, uh, for storing of a particular type of oil seed. So while doing this aeration, drying also takes place. So it is good because it reduces the moisture content, and in aeration drying, fan should force large volume of air through the grain bulk for longer period of time. Aeration drying at 30 degrees centigrade ambient air at 30 to 50 degree relative humidity. So this RH is also very important. If RH is, there are rainy days. RH is 80 degree, 90 degree, and and temperature is also high. Just imagine the humid days, uh, July, August season. Their temperature is high, 35, 38, 40 degree, and RH is also high. So at that time, instead of losing moisture, grain may gain moisture. Your oil seed may gain moisture. So then there is a pretty good chances uh, that if you aerate under those conditions without reducing the moisture content of the air, you may your oil seed may get damaged. So these are the basic precautions. And automatic aeration drying controllers are also available to run fan at optimum ambient and air conditions. So there is a automation sort of things are available nowadays, and we can make use of that in order to reduce the human error. So I told you that what type of seed we are going to store, and its size, its packaging, its shape determine the level of airflow inside the facility. So compared to aeration cooling of cereal grain, canola being a much smaller seed adds significantly more back pressure to the aeration fan. So if your bin is designed for the storage of cereals, say for example wheat, and you want to store canola in that, so you have to revisit again the capacity of your fan, whether it have that much of sufficient pressure so that the aeration can be done. Otherwise, uh, there will be a pressure on your fan, and that may got damaged. So aeration cooling system set up to produce 2-3 liter per second per ton in cereal grain will typically be reduced to 40 to 60% of that when used in canola. So 60 you need a fan with a more capacity, maybe 60-70% more powerful fan is required for aerating the canola vis-a-vis cereal. So these type of systems are there, and these are some important points. So this system should be there. First thing, and positive pressure is preferred. So air pass air from this negative pressure. I told you it is suction basically. So we don't go for suction. We go for forced aeration, and grain surface should be leveled, and air flow rate for temperature management. So this should be the air flow rate. Okay, and air flow rate for natural air drying. So if you want to do some drying, air flow rate will be different. And if we want to, just simply cool down our uh, seed, so the airflow rate will be different. And for reduction in temperature, we need to continuously supply the air until the desired moisture content is received. So now take the example of sunflower, canola, soya bean, sesame. So it is different for airflow rate is different for every crop. Different. So we accordingly, there is a uh, difference in size of the your fan. So for canola, because canola seed is very small, hard to handle, and this sweat period is about 6 months, and oil content is more. So aeration is required quickly, immediately. And for safe storage and optimum quality, canola should be stored cool and dry. Store canola seed below 7% moisture content at 40% oil content. And in some variety contains 40% oil content, some varieties have higher moisture content. So if the moisture content is higher, if the oil content is higher, you have to keep the moisture content low. Say for example, if oil content is 40, 70% moisture content is good. But if oil content is 50, then moisture content should be, safe moisture content should be 6%. Soybean also, there we have to control RH. We have to, no doubt, we have to control RH for each and every commodities. Okay. Same sesame. Sesame seed is also contain higher oil, higher fat content, and small flat seeds are there. So definitely the moisture content will be in the range of 6%. Sunflower, the moisture content is 34 to 36%. Oil content, sorry. So the recommended safe storage for sunflower at 40% oil content is below 9% moisture content, or below 7.5% moisture content if oil content is higher than 50%. So these are the thumb rule basically. When we want to store, we need to decide these type of things. If we talk about groundnut, very delicate, very susceptible to insect and rodent infestation, fungal development, it changes flavor, rancidity, viability loss, and also there is a changes in shrinkage and weight loss. So basically, if there are high soil moisture at the time of harvest, okay, and temperature is high and relative humidity is also high, okay, what what will happen? We have to we have to take care of the groundnut and we have to bring its property in the safe limit. So pot should be dried and should not have 5% moisture content. And for the groundnut, it is recommended that you should store it in the form of pod, not break the pod and remove the kernel and then store the kernel. So if you will be storing pod, your shelf life and quality will be intact for more time. And the best conditions are 7.5% kernel moisture content at 10 degrees centigrade and 65% of relative humidity. So these are the ideal condition for storage of groundnut. And if there is if poor moisture content is over 10%, it will affect seed viability and quality. So of course, some insects are there, identified insects are there, which can damage our oilseed. So rust red floor beetle, sawtooth grain beetle, Indian meal moth, warehouse moth, socid. So these insects tend to favor the top of the grain stack. Under optimum breeding condition at about 30 degrees centigrade, insect can complete their full life cycle in less than 4 weeks. See how fast these insects multiplies. So reducing the grain temperature with aeration cooling plays a vital role in lengthening the insect breeding life cycle. For the most cases, stop reproduction if cooled below 18%. So basically, either you uh, increase or stop their reproduction cycle, okay, or create such type of condition in order to control the population of these insects, or we need to go by some chemical method and other method to eliminate them. So these are the insect pests which are found in beans. So to control these insect pests, fumigation is the method, and for that we need licensed fumigator because there is a protocol. Government authorizes who is going to fumigate. Fumigation is a very challenging job, so never try to attempt as your own. Take ample precautions like wearing mask. This is not a corona mask basically. A different type of mask are there because you are directly in contact with the harmful lethal chemical. And still, phosphine is still a preferred chemical for insect treatment. So some other methods need to be uh, tested on these oil seed. And of course, this gas tight seal silo should be there for successful fumigation with phosphine. And most oil seed absorb phosphine gas during the fumigation. So it is very important. So it is vital to use the correct label dose rate and to follow the required ventilation period stated on the label. So basically, it is very, very, very important. So basically, what we can conclude in nutshell, things are not that big. When we are storing oilseed or any other commodity, first and foremost thing is that we need to monitor it on weekly basis. That is one recommendation. We need to, control the temperature, moisture content, and if we control these two things along with the insect control, we can successfully store oilseed for longer duration of time. So these are the main 2 points: temperature control and storage at optimum moisture control level. And of course, to monitor it regularly, weekly, we will be able to take a wise decision when to fumigate, how to fumigate, with which chemical we need to fumigate. So, so that is very important. So basically, uh, that's all from my side. I am ready to take up questions, if any. So thank you for giving me the opportunity and interacting with you people. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful presentation. Participants, if you have any question, you can write in the chat box or simply unmute yourself. You can talk to sir, talk with sir also and ask the questions.
Thank you, sir, for a nice presentation. Sir, my question is, I went through the discussion and groundnut storage is a little bit difficult. In our area, actually, in since Puri is a lowland area, in one of the block, farmers are growing groundnut in Rabi season. They want to store the groundnut seed for next Rabi season because Kharif is totally waterlogged land. But it is very difficult on our part, or in fact, in they are not able to store it, so they are procuring seeds from other district and other state also sometimes. So whatever gave in your presentation that in farmers level they can use some mod pot or pot will be that it will be feasible for store such huge quantity of seed or not?
So basically, for your condition of Odisha, lot, humidity is very high. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in that, what the farmer can do, they they for seed purpose. I am telling. There are two purposes. If they want to store for seed purpose, first of
Yes,
all.
sir.
So for seed purpose, the quantity will be less. Okay, because they want for sowing in the next season. So that is a one aspect. So for that, they have to reduce the moisture content. So first, they have to go to for drying. Okay. After that, what they can do, they can use hermetic storage techniques. So I have not, one slide there. Do you understand hermetic storage? So okay, I will show you. I will show you. So basically, some liners are there. Liners are available. Okay.
Sir.
So that's it. Just wait, I'm locating it. So basically, concept of hermetic storage, I'm showing you. So bags are there basically. Three, four companies are making those bags. My slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So basically, this is the concept basically. There is an inner bag. Okay. So inner bag is there. I will show some pictures. Okay. These are the bags basically. Okay. These are the companies, Ecotact, Grain Pro, and Barrier Grain Bag, Save Grain Bag. So these type of bags can be used. These liners can be used along with the conventional bag. So my recommendation would be after bringing the the seed at optimum level like 7-8%. Okay, they can store in those liners and keep it safe. So these liner have a property that they don't allow moisture content to pass through. So and also they don't allow uh, to uh, to penetrate the insect in between. So by that way, at household level, they can store. Or traditionally, what they might be doing, they are putting sand. They are traditionally. So for that, lot of sand is required, and
Sir, sir.
lot of infrastructure is required. So
Sir,
now, as far as modern techniques are concerned, they can go for this hermetic storage.
sir, this bag from where we can get that these bags? Sir.
These are available online also, and some they have made some local dealer also. Grain Pro company has also made some local dealer, so you can search in your area. And this, the company which is making this phosphine, what is that? UPL, 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 UPL is authorized vendor for this Grain Pro, and Save Grain as a this is Indian company, and they are Pune based. So they are making their dealer network. You just fill it, and you may find some dealer here to you.